Welcome to another Indie Dev Showcase, highlighting the many indie games we play here on the channel. If you'd like to submit a game for a future video, please reach out. But otherwise, let's begin. We are starting things off with the Sisyphus Paradox. This is a combination of roguelike and bullet hell shmup. It is up to you to use your ship to fly around the galaxy and deal with all manner of enemies, gain power, and figure out why you are trapped here. The roguelike elements come in by being able to equip different weapons, different passives, and so on that you get after each node on your giant galaxy map. You'll need to make sure to keep your ship fueled up and health going, because if you die, it is back to the start. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the footage you are seeing is taken from 2024. The game is still in early access right now, and what you see may not represent the current version of it. For this one, I like the combination. I'm always looking for something to combine more roguelike elements with other genres. This one felt a little bit on the basic side, at least when we first played it. If you are familiar with any kind of shmupping or bullet helling, you should be more than well suited to play this one. There is definitely potential here, combining the aspects of the roguelike with being able to modify and change your ship and its properties. And I would say, if you are looking for more shmupping or shmup-liking, I would give this one a check, and I'm going to keep an eye on it for when it is released out early access to give it a full play. We now switch over to the Gauntlet. This is a first-person obstacle course-based platforming. You are in a very dangerous game show, and you must run, jump, slide, and wall run your way to victory. The game is being positioned more along the lines of like for time trial speedrunner fans, where it's always about how fast you can go and improving on that second by second. From what we played of this one, the movement is definitely on the speedier side. Once you get going, it can be a little bit hard to keep yourself in control, and you can easily over or undershoot a lot of the obstacles. If you're not a fan of the time trial motivation to keep playing, I don't know if there's going to be enough here to keep you interested. It does have some very interesting obstacle course design with it, but as someone who's not a fan of improving by minutes or seconds, it's probably not going to be for me, but it could be for you if you are looking for that game to gloat over your friends about how fast you're going. We go from the excitement of running and jumping to the excitement of visual programming and automation with Craftomation 101. This is a combination of visual programming and automation, as I said. Now, the footage you're seeing is taken from early access and may not represent the current version of it. You have crash landed once again on a deserted planet, and you must use the power of automation and programming in order to repair your ship and leave the planet. Now, this is not the same as your usual automation game. You are not controlling a character or your individual robots. Instead, you are using visual programming to create different if-then statements and trying to create the logic for them to explore the world, gather resources, and thaw out more of the land, which will enable you to access more things, which will then let you sell more robots, get more automation going, and you get the picture. Now, it is a very original hook for the automation genre, but it did feel a little bit frustrating to play in spots, because you're not really like growing in the same sense of pace and scale as other automation games. You have to kind of keep maintaining your fire in order to warm the area. So you're always going to be setting up robots for fuel collection and fire starting. And then it's just about kind of combining more resources, gaining more goods, etc, etc. I did have some trouble with some of the kind of visual programming side of things, but that could also just be me just like not really paying attention to what the logic was for it. This one, I would say, is more for someone who likes like the visual programming challenges and setting up the logic first. Automation maybe second or third down the line. Again, if you're looking for an original take on this genre, I would give this one a play, but If you are more of a hands-on automation person, then this is probably not going to be the game for you. We'll keep switching our tones as we go to some very creepy horror and terror at Oakheart. This is a kind of adventure horror game when a town is being attacked by a killer deranged clown demon. It's up to the people to try and figure out how to stop them and maybe survive the night. The game is played linearly, as you'll switch control between the various humans, victims, and of course the killer clown. Puzzles will revolve around you getting through different obstacles or reaching your various targets. I like the music and especially the pixel art that really has some very gorish and lively details and animations to it. In terms of overall difficulty for this one, it's going to be, I would say, on the moderate side. There are a few kind of boss fights that occur in it, but if you are familiar, again, with like 2D action, it should be more than suited for that. This is going to be more about the puzzle solving than anything else. I would have liked to have seen like a little bit more like variance or replayability to go through it. Again, with everything being linear, it means that there's not much reason to explore or just go beyond what you see here. But this is a very short and very entertaining and gruesome experience. So if you're in the mood for a little bit of 80s B-movie gore and adventuring, I would give this one a play. We go to something a little bit kinder and gentler with Floromancer. You play as the last Floromancer who's trying to defend their garden and kind of habitat from the evils of robots and machinery. In this one, you'll gather various seeds that you can plant and harvest. The better you take care of the plants will reward you with kind of different spells. The better you care, the stronger the spell will be. When you run out of kind of that specific spell, you must go back to your garden, plant some more, get more spells, and push out into the world. You're trying to take back the land one area at a time, and each kind of element or each kind of power will have different impacts. Some will be better or worse depending upon the situation at hand, such as you'll need to use water to obviously kind of water your plants, but fire plants may prefer fire instead of water. It's a very nifty idea. Now this one I don't believe is being positioned as a roguelike. Your job is to get through the entire area, clear all the major points out, and you win. We didn't get a chance to see like too far into like what is advanced about this one, but it's a very interesting take on kind of like the action RPG or action farming style. So if you have a green thumb and you're looking for a little bit of action to go with it, I would give this one a play. For our last game of this week's showcase, this is Aiyana. Now, the footage you're seeing is taken from the demo. The game was released onto early access in 2024, and what you see may not represent the current version of it. We interviewed the developer of this one as well, and what we have here is kind of a different take on the Minecraft kind of survival-like-ish crafter. You will have all the staples, a procedurally generated world, lots and lots of voxels, and style to go through. Now, what separates this game from some of the other ones that we've played is that there is a greater emphasis on progression and achievements. It's not just about you building and building and building and nothing else happening. There are goals for you to achieve. As you perform different tasks, kind of like in the Elder Scrolls games, you will gain a level ups in different stats. So running will improve your run stat. Swimming, jumping, crafting, attacking, you name it, will do all that. And as the game goes on, you'll be able to craft and use a variety of spells, build multiple things, craft ever greater weapons and ways of exploring, and again, if you've played any one of these games and you know what you're getting into. I enjoy this one. Again, I'm not a huge Minecraft fan myself, and this game seems to be trying to correct all like the little frustrations or pain points that have kind of grown with it. if you are looking for another survival crafter, I would definitely give this one a play. Now again, this has been a long time passion project, and I don't know how long it's going to be in early access for, but there's certainly potential here for someone looking for another game to grow, craft, and I guess survive with. And with that, another showcase comes to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want me to play your game for a future stream and showcase, please reach out. If you did get a chance to play these games, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And with that, I will see everyone in our next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.